Would I ever let you guys down? Maybe, but not today. And bam. Da 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 da. There. Beep, beep. Actually, let me fix that a little bit. Like so. There. Where's his crown? I don't have any paper here to make a crown. At least. Well, I don't know. At least I don't know how to make a crown out of paper. So give me a break, man. There. Blob Ross has a Booblesnoot's crown. Happy now? You won't stay there, but still. Satisfy the unsatisfied. Well, let's go to the opening. Because that's what we're here to do. Hey there, Petri. The PC version. Long ago, in the castle of a kingdom called the Devontree. ... Who puts 4 dots? It's supposed to be 3. That's why it's called an ellipsis.
Alexander, here you are. You're not still thinking about Cosima, are you?
Oh. I suppose I am.
Son, it's been too many months. You've got to pull yourself together.
Yeah, pull yourself.
After all, you only met her that one time.
I know.
But mother,
have you discovered
it was
anything
love at
about
first
the land
sight.
of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's as if she just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please, try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
I'll try, Mother, but the ponies always make me fall asleep. Well, the voices are only in this opening intro. Otherwise, I'm gonna be doing all the voice acting.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I wish I knew what to do.
I forgot how good the voice acting
Cosima!
is.
Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
No, wait, please, don't go. Cosima, come back.
Alexander, what on earth? You're as white as a ghost.
No, he
I saw
doesn't.
Cosima
He
in the
looks-
mirror.
In the mirror? The
Mother!
magic mirror?
Mother,
Yes.
our
And it shows me
mother
how to
not
find her.
moving.
What? How?
The stars. I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander.
Stars.
If you really go.
It'll be all right, I promise.
Besides, Dad has had all the adventures so far, so it's my turn now. Oh wait, I already had my own adventure before. 3 long months, Prince Alexander sailed the seas and beyond. Yeah, whenever somebody says stars, Hells, I always do the Nemesis voice. Stars. Because he's one of the best antagonists in any video game. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Land ho! Land ho!
Who are you calling a hoe? Here. Now Booblesnoot has a crown. How does that look? As the ship nears the shore, day turns into night, and the sea turns violent. Well, just put up your dukes and fight back as the sea. And also, hi Tomoke. Mother, please come quick. That is one of the reasons why I turned off the voice acting, that I will do it myself. Because the voice acting in this game actually is horrendous. King's Quest 6! Heir today, gone tomorrow.
Our Father who art never...
Ah, a new follower, Dark World Rabbit. That's kind of a cool name. And there goes the joystick in. You thought Star's sample was also in Resident Evil 1 remake or such. I don't think so. It's only as Nemesis. Stream today, YouTube tomorrow. No, it's still YouTube today. Hey there, Dryer. Yeah, Jane Jensen actually helped out with the story a bit with this, but it's mostly still Roberta doing. As you see, text and dialogue by Jane Jensen. They cooperated in this game, but it's not the best King's Quest around. Pretty much after the 4th King's Quest, all these King's Quest games started to be kind of silly. When you think about 5, it's a bit of a silly game. This one, even sillier. And 7, nobody wants to talk about 7. Voice acting is much better in this one than the previous game, King's Quest V. This has Robbie Benson in it, aka the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. And there's also Tony J as the main guard of the dogs, but still, Alexander is not a good voice actor, and Cosima is even more boring. You plan on showing us all instant sudden death by Sierra deaths? I'll try. Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he's too dazed to remember how he got there. Or how he got here. Then he does remember the shipwreck. The sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he's seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men there's thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry. But where is Daventry? For that matter, where is he? And how will he ever find Cosima now? Well, only time will tell. The ocean appears calm, but there's a dimpling pattern to the surface which indicates an undertow. The remains of Alexander's sailing ship lie dashed upon the distant shore. The island is covered in lush green plants. Alexander is standing on a beach littered with debris from his shipwreck. A path leads north into the lush green island. An occasional breeze rustles the nearby foliage. A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship. Rocks bound on this lush volcanic island. How is it volcanic when it's a lush green? Alexander searches for a way to reach the black-haired girl whose memory will not escape him. Well, let's do a save right away! On the beach. Because we can do this! The ocean is not as calm as it appears. Underwater currents tug at Alexander's legs. The underwater tow is amazingly strong here. It pulls ferociously at Alexander's legs. Before Alexander can retreat, the current grabs his legs. The shifting sand vanishes from beneath his feet. Against his best efforts, he's dragged out to sea. Bye, Alexander. The currents around the island pull Alexander under. As Alexander struggles to surface for the third and last time, he finds himself wishing he'd paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow. It could have been an underfinger. Ticket, please. Next. Nothing like getting swept off your feet. Yep. Like I said, I will try to show all the deaths. You really hate the King's Quest for that BS. Well, you could say that you hate Sierra games for that bullshit. That happens in every... All of the Sierra games are full of deaths. Don't get me started on King's Quest 8. I've never seen King's Quest 8. I've seen 7. Not that late after all. Yeah, Jace, you're only like 7 minutes late. Some say the crew in the lifeboats are still trying to row their way home to this day. Lava rocks can decompose into rich black loam over the millennia. True, but I don't see any volcanoes out there or anything. Can you just look at a lush green island like this and then instantly tell, yeah, that's a volcano, not a mountain? Then again, I did not write this game. In the distance, Alexander can see the peak of a mountain rising up from the base of another island. Apparently, the island Alexander is standing on is part of a chain of islands. Alexander's royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped off from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea. So let's pick it up. Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach. Now let's move this log. Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand. Alexander's treasure box lies partially buried in the sand. It must have washed ashore with the other ship debris. Alexander opens the box. There's a copper coin in the treasure box. The coin bears the seal of Daventry and King Graham's noble face. The box must have opened in the sea, spilling its treasure. Everything has been washed away except for one coin of Daventry. Alexander takes the coin and leaves the royal box where it is. Closes the box. You got a free King's Quest 7 with your first PC because they wanted to show off all the multimedia. Are you bad for liking it when a character dies? You think it's funny? Well, that's what they did in the Sierra games. All the deaths are supposed to be hilarious. Only if you've saved recently. Apparently, the rock is supposed to look volcanic, not obsidian, but one of the grey igneous rocks like basalt or something. Well, that would explain it then. Why the description said that it's a volcanic place. Then it's excused for telling us that it's a volcanic place. Let's speed this up at least a little bit. And my score is a 3 out of 231. Woohoo! Let's get it started. Maybe a little bit more speed. No, more. Thank you. Sierra deaths are like 50% of the experience. True. Are you going for full points? I'll try. I do have a, well, kind of a walkthrough. It's just a points list, pretty much, what I have open there. You've had a bucktooth fetipus on your head. A bucktooth fetipus? And Petri had Kirandia 3 Malcolm's Revenge with his first PC. How bad is this with minimum details? I don't know. But how much detail just causes animation to be minimal and I don't really remember what it does, but it speeds up the game a bit. But I still like the most detail. A grand old tree stretches its luxurious limbs out over the crossroads. In the distance, a majestic castle shines in the sun. To the left, a small village seems to invite the weary traveler. The path splits here, forming a crossroads. One branch heads northeast towards a distant castle, and one leads to northwest into a small village. Rocks abound on this lush volcanic island. Large leafy ferns spread their fronds across the fertile ground. You know, like the narration. No, not yours, Mwa. I mean the novel-sized detail the actions get into when you do anything. Welcome to Sierra games, Mew. They love their details in the narration. Alexander takes a step. Alexander takes another step. Alexander takes another step. Well, at least they're not that dumb. But they narrate every action you do take, pretty much. It's like you're like playing an interactive novel. That's what Sierra games are. The path from the crossroads continues north to the castle doors. A branch of the path leads off to the northwest, as though going around the castle. The castle appears to be of Moorish architecture. Its marbled walls and delicate inlaid mosaics are unlike anything Alexander has ever experienced before. His own home, though lovely and dear to his heart, seems rough-hewn compared to this delicate beauty. Formal hedges and bushes provide dramatic landscaping for the castle. Two guards that take their stance in front of the castle doors. They look quite fierce and have the stiff, blank expression of soldiers on formal duty. There's a little hut just off the path. Perhaps the guard dogs have an occasional use for it, but it looks empty now. Anything else that I can look at? The castle doors are firmly shut and bolted. Far beyond the castle, Alexander can see a vista of mountains and trees. Whether they are part of this island or another, it's impossible to tell from here. I had to put on the MT32 music. These games deserve it. That reminded you of a troll mod that someone made for Minecraft. It makes chat text and a robot voice constantly announce everything that you do, like, and now player is running northeast, and now player is mining a dirt block, and now player is placing a wood block. Damn, that would be annoying.
La-da-dee-da-da-da. Order! No strangers re-enter the castle of the crown.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament. Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is, and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is it? What is that you say? A castaway? Likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alharzred arrived. Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're studying on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The royal family resides here, or rather what is left of the royal family.
The Isle of the Crown? But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the mainland, foolish boy.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasure jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Excuse me, Councilman, god dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
But I am not a stranger. Here is my ring. Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown guards. With all his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of. Welcome back, Goblin. The guards are werewolves. No, they're were-dogs. Or furries. Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring. What does it say, Gruff? Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander. Oof. Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
Well, they do sometimes growl, at least. The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron. Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Vizier Alhazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please, follow me. Lord Alhazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry. Why do you have your sword half drawn already? Are you gonna cut my head off? Rude. What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander? Pardon the intrusion, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cosima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak. The same wizard that kidnapped the princess? Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cosima and sent her home. Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom, but I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit. Well, I came to make sure that Cosima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit. I thought she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cosima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle. Cosima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone. Cosima is sequestered in mourning for them, as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind. Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cosima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden. As for her parents' wish, Cosima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cosima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment. I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cosima... Well, I apologize. A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift. Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here. I would advise against that. The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. A good day. At least he sheathed his sword again. Yes, the thought blickens. You have had your hearing with the Vizier Alhazred. I trust you respect his wishes and not return. I've been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord. Captain Saladin whispers something to guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding. Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again. Well, let's just skedaddle then. Doodly-doodly-doodly-doo. Then he comes back and says you're okay to go in or you meet the princess and the game ends. Oh, surely it was that easy. At least he got his clothes dry quickly. Well, it's a video game, so video game logic on that. Saladin is one suspicious dog. No, Saladin is the least suspicious of the characters that we just saw. Maybe he's drawing his sword to chop tomatoes for his salad. Could be. A young man sees what he wants to see. Gaslighting, eh? Well, at least we know he's evil now. You can easily tell right from the get-go that Alhazred is evil. Evil, I say. Well, let's go to the village then. Can I take Booble's snoot off? He's starting to get too warm on my head. I'm starting to get sweaty with him. I mean, you're a great crown and everything, but you're a bit too warm. Do you guys mind if I take him off? Yeah. Also messing up my hair, man. I was just in the shower, too. Isn't Alhazred a character from the Necronomicon? I think he is. If not from Necronomicon, then maybe from one of the stories from 1001. He's evil because he has a beard, eh? Face hairist. Alexander is standing on a sunny village street. There are open shops to his right, a hard-packed path beneath his feet, and palm trees waving over his head. To the north, a key-shaped arch leads to another part of the village. The village continues to the north through a key-shaped arch. Earth lamps for new! Alexander is standing on the... I was trying to look at the tower over there. An old beggar is peddling his wares in the village. He offers a variety of lamps, all neatly lined up on a long pole. He's not a beggar if he's peddling something. Then he's a peddler, not a beggar. If he was a beggar, he would be just going, alms! Alms for the poor! The peddler's pole provides convenient transportation of the lamp seller's wares. There are 6 new lamps on the pole. So now he's a beggar, he's a peddler, and he's a lamp seller. Dude, you got 3 titles going for you. Good going. A large round pot is one of the pottery pieces on display outside the shops. There's a battered wicker chest in front of the shop. Old lamps for you. The sign says Pawn Shoppe. The sign above the door says Ali's Books. Or Ali's. The dusty window of the bookshop looks out over the street in a welcoming way. The village buildings are made of rough sandstone stucco. This one has a shop on the street level and a private dwelling up above. Steps lead up to the shop door. Abdul Al-Hazred is a fictional character created by American horror writer H.P. Lovecraft. He is the so-called Mad Arab, credited with authoring the fictional book Kitab al-Azif, the Necronomicon, and as such is an integral part of the Cthulhu mythos lore. Cool. I'm wondering what Azif means in Arabic. Pretty sure Kitab al means book of. I think it's Book of the Dead. Or something, the Necronomicon. He's called at least the Book of the Dead. Oh, a Book of Pranks. It's just a prank, bro. Windows face the street from living quarters above the bookstore. The pawn shop window has the words curios, and antiques painted on it. What an interesting looking shop. Where do I go first? I guess I talk to the man. Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my 5-year lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it rather a bad business, taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique illuminaries.
Illuminati! Alexander promises himself that he will not go home until he has determined what Casina's feelings are for him and if she needs his help. How fare you, peddler?
Fine, lad. Have you an old lamp for me yet?
Nope, we don't. Which shop do we go first? Bookshop. To Ali's Books. Somebody appeared in the window. Hello, I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you? If I do remember, in the voice actor who does the voice of Ali is the same guy who does the same voice for Whoever is the guy in Curse of Monkey Island in Skull Island. Don't remember the pirate's name, but he's the one that goes, "Ah, welcome." The guy who has the diamond that the guy brushes after. Yeah, Stucco, not Stacco. Yeah, right. Remember when we had to pay money to play these games? We're so lucky nowadays. What do you mean we don't pay money for these games these days? I buy these games from GOG. Good old games. That's where I got these games from. I officially own them. Alexander is standing in a cozy little shop. Books of every size and shape line the walls. A crackling fire in the fireplace completes the tranquil scene. So I'm gonna up the volume on the game so you can hear the music better. A plaque bearing a merchant crest hangs over the doorway. The bookshop owner must be proud of his credentials. At least it's not a moose head. A small fire burns in the fireplace despite the warmth of the day outside. Perhaps the bookshop owner simply finds it comforting. The window, partially blocked by the shop's overflow of books, gives a rather dusty view of the street outside. A collection of children's books fill those shelves. There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Let's see, what do I need to do in the bookshop? Only one book remains on the table. It looks like a bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book. An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood. Odd hooded man. Let's talk to him. Good day, sir. The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander. Okay. A wooden chandelier with small red candles is suspended from the ceiling. A well-padded leather chair, a small table, and a fuzzy rug have been arranged into a cheery reading area near the fire. There's a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears to be that some regular customer likes that book. An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Bookie of Magic Spells. The shop owner is a thin, middle-aged man. His intelligent eyes are slightly blurry from long nights spent reading the candlelight. By candlelight, not reading the candlelight. Wooden counter at the back of the small shop operates as a service desk. An old book is on display on the counter. Well, let's talk to the man. Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles? That is a question, young man. Who are you? What would you have me to tell you? My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby. You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands. The Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder. At least 3? Does no one know for certain? This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I, myself, have never seen. Then too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world. that's quite a claim. Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown at least sleep well enough at night. Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn about them? Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand, meaning the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle. Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice. Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more. Truer words were never spoken. You can still play the King's Quest 1 remake for free. By remake you mean the one released 2 years ago. By remake you mean we raped the original by adding stupid shit to it version, or... Woody's just hanging around in shops, loitering. Honestly, you were skeptical of the remake, but you actually ended up enjoying the first chapter for what it was. Can't say the same for the other chapters, though. Well, it's not a remake. The new King's Quest games that are 5 chapters. They're not a remake. They're actually... They're supposed to be before the events of King's Quest 1. As far as I know. And also, I've noticed that nobody still hasn't commented about my webcam at all. Let's see, what did I need to do next? I need to take the book. Take the free book, the one that's left. Alexander picks up the book from the small table. Oh yes, please take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir. Really? Thanks. Glasses' reflection is quite black. Well, that's because of the green screen effect. But you might notice, like Goblin says there, I'm a floating head. I'm wearing my green shirt. So even that is now... This is where my shoulder is. I'm not wearing a black shirt. This is really green screened. It's all just green screened away. I can hide myself here. Now, I am a ninja. Oh. And if I pulled this shirt over my head, I would be just completely invisible. If you mean it has better quality than before, you don't know. You look at games, not my face, usually. I'm just talking about the green screen effect on the green shirt. Green turtleneck would be nicer, goes higher up the neck. Well, I don't have a green turtleneck. I don't think I've ever seen a green turtleneck. Copperfield, yeah. At least you know what to wear this Halloween. Pretty much. Let's see what we have here. These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down, Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and How Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards. How to Become a King with Little or No Rupees Down. Not sure if that's a reference to Legend of Zelda. Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry. Don't know what that is a reference to. Why good princesses like bad wizards? That's just a joke. Assorted travelogues and biographies are arranged on these shelves. These shelves hold a selection of cookbooks. Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf. Thinking of Kasim, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, time to get cheesy.
Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast.
Not bad. And another?
Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed. Oh, that she were not there.
Yikes. And another.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through? And what binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind here back to seem to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not descry the haunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you. That ear my soul eternal makes for you. A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf. Huh. A page fell down. A page has fallen from the poem book and now lies on the floor. Well, let's pick it up. Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It was the fallen out of the poetry book. I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued that stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
So polite. Everybody. Everybody's so polite. Halloween version needs red splatters around the neck and makeup. Preferably zombie makeup, not beauty makeup. Help! I'm trapped in this book of love poems! Now let's see, did I get everything from here? I still need the book from the counter.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end. Or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it. Alright, good to know. I think that's all. Yep, let's skedaddle. Now I should have 14 points. Yes. So now do we go to... No, we don't go to the pawn shop yet. I'm sure at some point we go there. The house is made of stucco in an architectural style native to the island. It is apparently quite old since climbing vines embrace its exterior. Alexander is standing on the dirt street leading through the village. To his right is a fine house with a private yard. The yard is surrounded by a gate fence and is full of red rose hedges. The street continues off to the northwest, from which direction Alexander can feel a light sea breeze. Palm trees, as graceful as gazelles, wave in the warm, tropical breeze. Red roses beautifully cover the top of the house's fence and gate arbor. Rocks about large smoke and round.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you a million times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you. You still got out the breakfast dishes and make lunch and and get your veil back on. No one wants to look at your face. Just stepmother.
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant. Or even worse, a slave. The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes. There are rose bushes back by the house as well as the ones on the fence. Somebody who loves roses must live here. You don't think so? I don't think so. I think whoever lives here hates roses. Just wants to watch them wither and die while laughing maniacally. Ho 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 ho. You should go to the next screen, Alexander. Alexander. You're supposed to be able to get through here. There we go. Ah! What? Water traps? I don't know what I'm typing there.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful and I can show you the way to the next island.
A young boy is happily swimming in the sea off the docks. A decrepit pier juts out into the ocean. Alexander is standing on the island's docks. Both at that hair.
Come on, jump in, the little water won't hurt you.
Both the pier and the only boat in the sight are in sad repair there. Alexander can see the peaks of another island on the horizon. Well, let's talk to the...
What are you waiting for? I said I'd show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
Good day, I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water is wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island. Come join me if you're brave enough.
Sure.
Alright, be that way. Don't come in the water. You'll be sorry. But I wanted to join you.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water. You went in a poof of smoke. But I do want to go for a swim. Good day, I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
Where does it look like the next island? Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
Okay. Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier. Well, let's do it.
Whee! Glad you could join me.
The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you? Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger. I did try to speak with him, Petri, but he ignored me. Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer. I'm just gonna ignore you. An old canvas bag full of sand hangs off the side of the boat. It must be likely used as a bumper when docking the boat against the pier, but it's rather pointless now. A worn wooden vessel has been dry docked on a jetty. The bag is in a sad shape. A hole in the hull and the condition of its boards make it obvious that the vessel is no longer seaworthy. A ramshackle wooden gangplank leads from the pier to the docked boat. The battered old sail doesn't look like it's ever going to catch its second wind.
What are you waiting for? I said I'll show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
A warm wooden vessel that is dry docked and is... That's strange. The young boy in the water has his beard. Right, let's get on the boat. Use the boy as a bumper. But yeah, the call the dude in the bookshop just ignores you. He doesn't talk to you at all. A wooden door leads to the interior of the boat's cabin. There. What do you want? The ferryman's face has been weathered by the sea air and by worry. He's definitely out of sorts. He glares at Alexander in a most suspicious and unfriendly manner. Excuse me, my name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment. To say old Ollie sent you? I can see why. The ferry's not running, you know. I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind. I guess it'd be alright if Ollie sends you. Don't just stand there. Come on inside. What is you wanted to talk about, young man? Alexander doesn't want to take anything from the cabin unless the ferryman offers it to him. Alexander is sitting inside the ferry's cabin. The place displays the neatness of a seaman and the sparseness of a bachelor. There are a few frills and comforts in a rough wooden environment, but the sunlight shines cheerily on the oaken beams and the portholes amid a pleasant breeze. There's a rabbit's foot on the table. It seems the ferryman is counting on a little luck. A table is positioned in front of the two plain wooden chairs. The table consists of a board placed over a small barrel. There's a rabbit foot on the table. The ferryman's bunk looks hard and uncomfortable. No wonder he can be so cranky. Several oil lamps are strategically placed around the boat's cabin to illuminate the island's dark nights. A cabinet with a dry sink lines on one wall of the cabin. Portholes provide fresh sea air and daylight to the boat's small cabin. Can't look at the pictures on the wall, apparently. Ferryman is a disgruntled-looking man who is probably a lot younger than he appears. Despite his tired air, he watches Alexander patiently. I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What does you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
It's just ain't safe to sail these days, what with the islands feuding and all. Vizier Alice ran ordered the ferry closed till things settle down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see the water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something's about stolen property or some such thing. It's a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out in water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. Magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
A magic map, he says. And also, something about a stolen item. Is this Quest for Glory 3 all over again? Everybody feuding over stolen items and they're all freaking idiots. I wouldn't be too surprised. Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used the fairy Queen Alaria and Princess Cassima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the islands. I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, but when they came back aboard, I gathered that the queen and the princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cassima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies? She asked the queen, but the queen had no answer.
Interesting. What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
English is a language. Me? I'm out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks, but that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. My contrary thought was never crossed her mind, or has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same, the king and the queen. They served the islands, not the other way around. Always thinking about the people. They're sorely missed.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see, the Isle of Wonders, lovely spot, a bit crazy mind. You gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy the tour there.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately you can't get very far onto the land.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Castle of the Crown is sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'm warned.
I'll warrant.
Some say that the land of the Green Isles is near the edge of the world, and that the deadly currents are a result of a magnetism that sucks light from this world to the next. Of course, that's just silly talk.
Let's see. Well, let's see. I'm kind of repeating myself now. Can I take the rabbit's foot? I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck? As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will give me good fortune at last. Perhaps it will at that. Thank you. So I think that's all there is. Yep. Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home. Gosh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean. Well, at least we could cheer up at one person's day a little bit. Can we not be so pixel perfect on the edges, please? I'm playing this on a windowed mode. Back to the bookshop. A good day again. How may I help you? An odd-looking man is reading in the stuffed chair. He wears a vest, balloon-style pants, and pointed shoes. There's something deliberately silly about the man, as though he were a performer of some sort. Oh, Jollo. Now I gotta think of a good voice. I could go with the the similar kind of voice that he has, the voice actor gave to him. I could go with that. Or I could give him a super silly voice. Or I could give him Heath Ledger's Joker. Because Jollo is a jester. Should I make him creepy instead of stupid sounding? Oh god, it's that imbecile. Yeah, that's Jollo. You think a squeaky voice would be appropriate? Well, I'm kind of debating here. Do I want to make him stupid and silly? Or do I want to make him creepy? I mean, if I want to make him annoying and silly, then I would go pretty much with the same voice that the voice actor gave him in the talkie version of this, where he sounds like Edwin or the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, the Disney version, the original Disney cartoon movie. He's a good guy, so making him creepy won't really work. Well, maybe it could work. I mean, it would be a odd contrast that he's a good guy, but he talks like a creepy psychopath killer. That's why I was thinking of the Heath Ledger Joker voice. Try Pervy. No, Pervy won't work with him at all. I don't think that would work with him. But I'm still debating either Heath Ledger Joker or Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Or something else. Oh, the conundrums of giving voices to characters. I mean, this is not the only time we will be speaking with Jollo. So this voice will have to stick. Try a bad impression of Peter Lorre. Well, that's easy to do. Because I don't even remember what Peter Lorre sounds like. It's been a while since I've seen a movie where he is in. I don't think Peter Lorre would work for him, though. Give him an Igor voice. What's an Igor voice? I'm trying to think of what an Igor voice would sound like. It's difficult to decide with voices. Stereotypical hunchback assistant to a mad scientist. Yeah, Frankenstein, Igor. Yes, master. I don't know. I'm still just going between. I either want Heath Ledger's Joker or the same kind of voice that the voice actor did give him, which is the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Because I can do those. I mean, your suggestions are good, but I'm not good with making those kind of voices, I don't think. I mean, I think if I tried it Peter Lorre, it would turn into the Hunchback assistant. It would be kind of a mix of Peter Lorre and Igor. Just go with a Mickey Mouse voice. That actually might work. Yeah, Goofy is better than Mickey, though. But I'm not sure if I can do a Goofy voice that well. Or Goofy's voice that well. Maybe I can. Should I try Goofy? Another LPer did that, it was well funny. Well, I don't want to copy another LPer. There's that. I want to be original myself, you know. I want to give him an original voice. I think I may have a voice for him. Let's give it a try. Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
How's that for a voice for Jollo? Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Well, maybe we could convince you with the ring? Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
Do or do not, there is no try.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm overly spoken. Daventry? Where have I heard Daventry? Flying flitmice! You must be Prince Alexander! Cassima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship, now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cassima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes! I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned the prince to me, Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' death. You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again. It is said that they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition and not required, but the vizier says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jollo. I'm Cloud of the royal court, and have been since the marriage of Cassima's parents, King Caliphim and Queen Ilaria. Oh, those were happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Cassima's birth, it would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. She was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. She means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the vizier nor his plans for Cassima. I'm still living at the castle of the crown as court clown. He's clown, but it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty. I I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Casino's pet nightingale, I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jollo. I hope we meet again soon. And there he goes, the weirdo. I'm not a stranger. My name is Pennywise, the laughing clown. You mean the dancing clown? Or did he say laughing clown? I thought his title is the dancing clown in the book, at least. And hello there, Niakan or Niken.
What? I'm not a stranger. My name is Pennywise, the dancing clown. You are Georgie. So look, now we're not strangers anymore.
Great performance from, what was the actor's name? He's one of the, Skarsgårds. You make your own quotes. Understandable. Just like I have my own quotes. So was that a good voice for Jollo? Sing Sing, what a stupid name for a songbird. Indeed it is. So I should have at 21 points, right? China ring. Yep. So now we go to the pawn shop. No, not Stellan the Skarsgård. Oh, good day. No, certainly not Stellan the Skarsgård. And not Alex Skarsgård. Still, Tim Curry is the best Pennywise. Although the Skarsgård did a good job as being a very creepy Pennywise in the new It movie. Or It Chapter 1. Yeah. I shall pour myself a drink before I talk more. And whoop. You okay there? Good. Ah, we got the hooded man in here today. The mysterious old man also patronizes the pawn shop. He steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under his hood. A strange-looking winged device occupies one corner of the room. It is frail with disuse. Alexander finds it intriguing. Perhaps he thinks it was used once used in a local sporting event in which enthusiasts jumped from cliffs, glided on air currents, and then attempted to land, frequently crunching a bone or two in the process. Alexander shudders at the thought and decides to stick to dragon slaying. The pawn shop is a dimly lit place with a slightly musty smell. Curiosities litter every corner and every shelf. For sale are articles that range from the bizarre to the commonplace, from the priceless to the practical. At least this is not needful things. Tim Curry was 80s creepy because everyone had that drunk working class uncle that wasn't trusted around the kids. It was early 90s, or it was in the 90s when the TV movie came out. Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display. A tall skeleton lends an air of mystery to the shop. Well, it's a dangling skeleton. A worn leather wineskin is suspended from the ceiling. A horn, probably used for drink or powder, hangs from the ceiling. An old suit of armor stands in the pawn shop. It looks like a vigilant guard against thieves and carpet salesmen, even though it is headless. A small red drum beats no more on the shelves of the pawn shop. A few well-aged barrels probably hold assorted smaller goods and perishables. The land of the Green Isles must have at least one inhabitant with interest in the mystical, for a crystal ball has been traded in along with the more common household goods. A lady's hand mirror has been separated from its original trousseau and now gathers dust on the pawn shop shelves. Anything else I can look at? Several half-burned wax candles have been placed among the other pawn shop items. They probably light the shop at night. The back wall of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hull hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats. Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on your friends, the box says. A golden bridle finder for finding those nearly invisible golden bridles. Self-adhesive emeralds. What you use when you don't have honey. Emeralds and honey. Tongue climbing gear. Tested on over 100 whale tongues. That's a reference to King's Quest IV, where Rosella was swallowed by a whale and needed to climb on the whale's tongue to get out. A uvula tickler, guaranteed to make large mammals sneeze. That's another for Rosella that she needed to do to make the whale sneeze. She needed to tickle the uvula. A cheese hook for retrieving cheese out of small holes. That's a King's Quest V reference that King Graham needed to do to get some cheese with a hook out of a hole. All references to all the King's Quests. Yep, they all are. Shovel that's guaranteed not to break for over 100 grave diggings. That's King's Quest IV. A bridge repair kit for when you've crossed the bridge one too many times. I think that's King's Quest I. Stair traction pads. Stop slipping off those narrow staircases. That could be any of the early King's Quests, because you could fall off the staircases so easily, especially in the first and second game. Hull hole detector, finding those sort of... I think that's 5. Cat cookie mix. That's 3. And the golden bridle finder, that's... I think that's 4? Is that King's Quest 4 or maybe 2? Staircases. Feels bad, man. Those were the hardest bosses. They indeed were. The back wall of the shop holds various bottles and potions. For example, a bottle labeled Owl Courage Potion for spineless owls. Ah! Ha ha ha! Now that is a zing. That is a good zinger against that goddamn owl from King's Quest V. Cedric. That owl did nothing in the game. Nothing. A bottle of Gnome Be Gone. Where did we need to get rid of a gnome? King's Quest 2? 3? I think 3. Might have been 3. Miniature carpet cleaner for those castles in a bottle. Ah, that's 5. Bird's nest soup mix. Treasure not included. I know we land in a bird's nest in King's Quest V. Actually, I'm thinking of Space Quest 4 because that has the Easter egg of seeing King Graham being flown. Have you clicked on the skeleton or the helmet? I haven't touched anything. I'm just looking around. Cedric the useless funny sidekick. He wasn't even funny. Though he had a use in the end, at least, and in the end he did something. Garlic especially grown for vampire resilience. That's King's Quest 2, I think. I do remember that you go into a castle and then you go into the basement where you find the coffin. Magic mirror glass cleaner for when your future looks fuzzy. That's in the first. Well, they have the magic mirror in the castle. Shark repellent. Now that's a Batman reference. A small box of enchanted sorcerers, flea and tick colors. That's a reference to 3. Where you turn the man into a cat. A bottle of Nomigon. Okay, I think we've looked at everything. It's nice of them to put all these references to the other games. On this. 2 and 4 had a vampire. I don't remember there being a vampire in 4, but I do remember it in 2. Good day, sir. The old man just glares at Alexander and does not reply. And he has a glint in his eye. Literally. Can I touch him? For no apparent reason, Alexander's flesh crawls at the mere thought of touching the old man. Fine. No funny deaths here, then. An elegant little glass dish decorates the countertop. The dish is full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of the customer. Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter. I see you have noticed my mechanical nightingale. She's made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine. Barely distinguishable from the real thing. Yeah, barely. The flute is only made of plain wood, but its notes are fine and true. Ah yes, the painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There is a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition. Have you an interest in tinder boxes? This one is only slightly battered. It holds a good supply of flint and a sturdy striking pad and even a candle in case you find yourself with naught else to hold the flame. Interesting stuff. But I think I shall take one of your mints. Well, actually, let's talk to the map first. Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic backup of the land of the Green Isles. Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It has been gathering dust so long, I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me I've still got some things of his in the bag that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic bag was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom. What would you take for the map? I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange. Will the ring do? Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map? Daventry? Are you a king then? No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander. Well, Prince Alex, she's a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom? The ring doesn't mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now. Did you now own a magic map, Prince Alex? I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can return for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for the gold. And a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach. Thank you. You're very kind. And I'll remember about the map. Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander and with a sneaky dart of his hands, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the warm pawn shop. Seconds later, in the castle.
Master! Well, Prince Alexander, as you wish, from the bullshit order, he just said, just reprieved. You just got a magic map.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, master.
Now, what is it that this about the magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander can't travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
What? I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't even have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shabir. Go to the other island and tell them... Blah, 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 blah.
Possible that you're misremembering being a long time since you played 2. Yeah, I do remember there is a vampire in King's Quest 2, but not in 4. 4 has the graveyard with all the zombies wandering around. And then you gotta go for some grave digging. So what else do we need from here? Alexander rubs his fingers over the indentation of the King Gray's face on the copper coin and thinks fondly of home. The long fur on the rabbit's foot is soft to the touch. The rabbit's foot has long, soft fur. Carrying one of the copper coins, Alexander a love poem. Carrying a book from bargain table. The magic map is made of thin leather and has lifelike drawings of the islands on its uneven surface. Well, this is what we take. We take the Nightingale. I'm interested in that mechanical Nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
Well, I shall give you the copper coin then. I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I've never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may take your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection. That mechanical Nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
And with that, we leave.
Actually, no, we don't leave. The counter feels as smooth as stone.
I want a mint.
Alexander takes a mint.
Yeah, now we can leave.
Ah, the peddler is gone.
Or the beggar. Or the lamp seller. You take your pick.
Can you go to the next screen already? Or is it here where I need to go? Gotta be so 1 pixel in the edge. Why did they design these games that way? Freaking hell. A nightingale perches on a high branch of the tree. She sings the most beautiful song Alexander has ever heard. Hello, Nightingale. What a lovely tune you sing. The Nightingale looks at Alexander suspiciously and continues to sing.
Well, screw you!
And now that we have the map, let's go traveling. Da -da 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 -da. Any day now, Alex. Any day now.
To adventure! Oh!
Or something like that. Works for me. Man, In some angles, my eyes even go all black because of the reflection. Hey there, Darby. Blind run, or have I played before? Only partially played before, but I have a walkthrough. It's just pointing out the things. Oh, thank you for the cheer. Thank you very much. Now watch it go down. Too bad I cannot flick it. Is your favorite game of all time? Whoop. Now, as I was about to do... And also, welcome to the stream, Darby. Alexander pulls out his magic map. So this is a semi-blind. The bits all fill the cup. Yep. Those will also fall into the cup. Not just cheers and bits, but also followers, subscribers. I think something else. All of those all fall in there as well. And I have all kinds of commands, well, not all kinds of commands, quotes and sounds also on the live stream that people are gonna use in the chat. Yep, there they go. Into the drink. Couple more. And more. How many? And bigger cheers, way more. Yep. They go all the way to the bottom and they make it explode. What happens when the cup is overflowing? Well, the bits just go off the sides. That's how it goes. But now we go to the Isle of Wonder. This thing that looks like a stomach. Alexander fears a strange pulling sensation. Can I ask you what extension that is? Yeah, you can ask. Yeah. It's just a stream. That's a tip jar that I can get from Streamlabs. If I just link the thing from Streamlabs to my OBS, it shows up. Because if you don't have a tip jar like this, it will just show the cheer that the people are giving, but the cheers don't go anywhere because they won't show up. But with the tip jar, you can see all the cheers, and I can almost grab the jar and all those yummy cheers and such. So, the Isle of Wonder. Alexander is standing on a rocky beach. To the north is dense tropical vegetation. Near the shore are a dozen or so oyster beds. The blue ocean stretches on for as far as Alexander can see. A string of letters float in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?" Alexander's heard of alphabet soup, but this is ridiculous. The large craggy boulders lie on the beach as though pushed up from the sea by giant hands. Oyster beds line the seashore. Most of the oysters are sound asleep, and they are literally beds. Funny. One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep. In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white. A group of small boulders are pleasantly arranged near the oyster beds. What is this, Alice in Wonderland? There's going to be lots of references to fairy tales and very, let's say, a whole menagerie of puns. That's what the whole isle is full of. Puns. If you don't like puns, I'm sorry. To the north, the island is dense with the vegetation. So dense. Okay, let's see. Let us talk to the oyster dude. Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
What's wrong with your mouth?
No offense, but it hurts too much to talk.
Okay. Apparently the letters have washed up on the shore. So let's take this sentence. Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete. Alright, let's see. Alexander's carrying a book from the bargain table on the bookshop. Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random. 2 dulcimos raised a degree of 40 half dulcimos, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese. Put over the result of 10 fine meckles, albeit small fine meckles, stretch over the total of... He's even making him assistantly. Phew! What an incredibly boring book! No wonder the book shop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly. Well, since we know that... If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Right, that would be great.
2 dulcimos raised to the degree of 40 half dulcimos, divided into equal parts of the third of a cackle of grouse geese. Put over the result of 10 fine meckles, albeit small fine meckles, stretch over the total of 553, and add 8 bottles of wildebeest lard. Yields a gilded minnow of precise measurements, 2069 centidrills of 3,023 and 6/7 punts, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so. Alexander makes a grab for the pearl. And now he's asleep.
Hey, you fixed my mouth. It feels great. Hi.
The little oyster drifts into a peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends. We've done a good deed. We done good. Wait till we see the weirdo dwarves. Yeah, wait until we see them. So, actually, let's meet them, because this is where it happens, right? Alexander hears someone coming. Life fears cars of the aisle, baby. Watch for a foreign man set here. With ears and no tongue, hands and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies. That was my interpretation of 5 voices talking at the same time. Oh, Tom Trow, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well. A gnome with a huge nose stands before Alexander. 4 gnomes stand waiting in line. Sniff.
Alert, my brothers, as we feared. A man has landed here.
A man, so say our nose, into the waiting sea he goes. And yet again, Alexander drowns. What's a drowning death for him in this game? The gnome toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under. Far she blows! You're dead, son. You're dead.
Feels bad, man.
What on earth do they have against humans? Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus. Well, let's use the map again. Alexander pulls out his magic map. You don't say. And to the Isle of the Crown we go. So let's, no. 34 points. That's what I wanted to actually see. Was it to the Isle of the Crown? To the shops. Like I said, I do have a kind of a walkthrough. Just pointing out what you need to do. Ah. Perfect. That's what I need to look into. That big pot. What did he throw away? Alexander sourced through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy. Was that all that I needed from you there? Into the pawn shop we go. Good day, Prince Alexander. Not Prince Alex anymore. Can I do anything? The stuffed bear probably has stuffed fleas. Alexander decides to keep his distance. Perhaps it is true that our ancestors were smaller as a rule, for that suit of armor looks a pinch too tight to fit Alexander. Besides, in this climate, it would be awfully hot. Alexander already has a skeleton. If Alexander wants anything from the pawn shop, he'll have to first give the pawn shop owner something in trade. Well, good thing we have something to trade with. The flawless pearl is the largest Alexander's ever seen. Alexander is carrying a little ink bottle. It appears to be empty. But is it? Is it? I found this large pearl. Might it be valuable enough to ransom back my family ring? I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back. I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid. Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I'm happy to see the family heirloom back with its rightful owner. Yeah, we got the ring back. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. The beach we go, 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 go. Back to the beach, back to the beach, back to the beach. Let's speed it up a little bit here. There. Much better. Takes him such a long time to get from there to here. So, map. Pulls out his thumb. To the Isle of... Which one did I need to go to? There's just one thing to pick up from here. Isle of the Mountain. There's just a couple of items that we need to take. Like those items on the ground. There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer. Ignorance kills wisdom, elevates. The rock has been etched by some unknown hand. One may need to read about the logic cliffs in the guidebook of the Land of the Green Isles in order to understand this mystical inscription. This moment in the game is the copy protection. And it's in the middle of the game, which is weird. There's an ugly flower growing near the base of the cliff. Alexander notices an unusually large coal-black feather lying on the beach. Well, let's grab both of the items. Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment, he can smell nothing else. That is a hint, I would say. Alexander takes the feather. Anything to say about the feather? Alexander is carrying an unusually large and black...
What?
Back to the crown. Did you check the hole in the tree? No, actually, I haven't seen if we can get some description out of it. Let's see. Let's see if we get some kind of an interesting message of the hole in the tree. Like something about a squirrel living in there. A hollow in the trunk of the old tree forms a perfect nesting place for wildlife. That's all it is. Can we stick our hand in there? Alexander examines the tree's hollow but finds nothing of interest. Copy protection and it didn't work with Kicks collection that you bought the game with, right? So now we need to use this with the nightingale. Now listen to this mechanical nightingale sounding exactly like a real nightingale. Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. Yeah, sounds exactly like a nightingale. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, teeny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad. So now we need to give our ring to the beard. Alexander holds out his insignia ring to the nightingale, hoping she perhaps is the nightingale that Jolo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the ring to Cosima. And my ass is falling asleep. The ring is the one thing he has that might alert Cosima to his presence on the Isles. I see a snake! Nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring. She flies off towards the castle, perhaps to Cosima, and also that the snake had a glint in its eye. Sing, sing, what have you got in your mouth, my pretty? A gold ring? Sing, sing, where did you get this? Realm of Daventry? But this is Alexander's ring. Oh my soul, he must be here. Hey, the original voice actress was bad, so I have to be bad as well. Sing, sing, I wish you could tell me what you've seen. Is he really here then, on this very island? Oh, if only I could leave this castle as easily as you. Take this ribbon, Sing Sing. If you know where he is, return it to him. Please be careful, Alexander. It is dangerous to go out alone. Please take this. It is so dangerous, and yet I could not wish you away. Put a pillow under your bottom. I already have a pillow under there. The little bird makes a delivery. Da, 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 da. The nightingale has dropped a bit of red velvet on the ground. It's a red velvet hair ribbon. Could it be? Could it possibly belong to Cosima herself? Or am I merely wishing it were so? My loins burn for her. Alexander hides behind a tree and has a little bit of fun with the red ribbon for a moment. 10 minutes later, I feel much better now. So more relaxed now than before. So now we need to... The lady's hair ribbon is made of the finest red velvet. A long strand of black hair is caught in the ribbon. Alexander examines the red ribbon and finds a strand of long black hair. Eh? The The strand of hair from the red ribbon is the color of midnight. Alexander can only hope that it belongs to his true love.
You can't even remember the color of her hair? What kind of a freaking idiot are you?
So let's, soft and luxurious between Alexander's caressing fingers. Don't get weird now, man. Can I use this, with the, poem? Why would Alexander want to do that with the love poem? I don't know, tie it up. Well, let's just give the page to the nightingale then. Alexander holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring.
In the chance that the receiver might truly be Cosima.
I'll sort them out, Goblin, when the time comes. Nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle. Sing, sing, my sweet, you bring another present, let me see. Receive. It's a poem, sing, sing. What was it when I looked at you? The power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you. Oh, Alexander! Alexander!
Oh no, Cosima is a robot! She's breaking up!
Oh, Alexander! I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him while he waits. Hurry, my fleet one. Receive. The little bird makes a delivery. Yet again. The nightingale has dropped a bit of paper on the ground. It's a note! Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt, Cosima. Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. So he's like,
Cosima!
for the first time in his long search, he has heard her voice again, if only in writing. No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend? Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother? Friend-zoned. Cosima is GLaDOS? Nah, not GLaDOS. She's more like one of the droids from Job Simulator. If you've ever seen that in a VR game. I've played it. It's a fun game. I actually should stream it at some point, because it's a really fun game. So we have 50 points. Good. Friend zone to turn the game off. Yeah, let's get out of here. Alright, so now we have all the items that we need to take care of those stupid gnomes. So let's get rid of them, shall we? Oh, that fast walk. It looks so silly. Did you come from the Ministry of Silly Walks? So back to the Isle of Wonder we go. At least he wasn't bro-zoned. Yep. That happened to him in King's Quest 3. He got bro-zoned there. No gnomes allowed. You just barely managed to stop your computer from overheating again. Well, at least you managed to stop it. So that's a good thing, it didn't overheat. Seriously, you need to fix that AC problem. It's not good for your computer to overheat all the time. At some point it's gonna explode. Now sort those filthy gnomes out. I shall. Let's take care of them. There, 5 people talking at the same time. Now we give you the stench of a horrible flower. Alexander holds the flower of stench out at the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Dump troll I am, that's all I be. My nose knows all land and sea.
A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower has a soul and nothing more. So that was 1. Listen, argue, Grovener. Do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more. An odd-looking gnome stands before Alexander. He has incredibly huge ears. So this is where I use the nightingale, I think. Alexander winds the tin nightingale and places it for the gnome with the monumental ears. It's a nice dance that he's doing. Although there's not a way to spy, my elves cannot be told alive. The nightingale is all there be, no man is near, and so say me. Hey, scrum from that we might know whether friend or whether foe. A squatty little gnome stands before Alexander. He has a huge mouth and a very long curled up tongue. So this is where I need to use the mint. Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Of the most attention treat, it matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Well, they drill dilly, use your hands. Is it least or is it?
A gnome with very large hands stands in front of Alexander. This is where I need to use the rabbit's foot, I think. Alexander holds the rabbit's foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all your man, what aileth thee? A body can thrill merrily. A hare does not all at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we great.
So this is the copy protection? Nope.
Oh, Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. No one can you now and end this chatter.
No, this is just a really, really awful puzzle. A gnome with gigantic eyes is standing before Alexander. And now I need to use the ink that we got. Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Well, those beauties fair in flight, for morons lie sleep and nightly.
There's nothing there at all, I will say. Enough of this. Let's go away.
So yeah, this is just an awful puzzle. You need to get 5 items to get through these 5 gnomes. Alexander did it! He's fooled the guards! And now we can freely go to the isle as much as we want. They will never appear again. No gnomes allowed. But yeah, the copy protection is the Isle of the Sacred Mountain that I said where the text was, that you need to climb the wall. And to get through that, you actually need to have the manual of the game to read the answers from. Yep, that's gonna be the copy protection later. And now that we've done that, how many points do I have? 60. Good. Let's go north. So up we go. Is this the right place that I need to be at? The Isle of Wonder swamp oozes with muck, muss, and mud. Crickets and frogs sing an endless serenade, and the green filtered light adds to the sense of dampness here. Yeah, this is the place that I need to get to. A large tree stretches and knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be dogwood tree.
Like I said, there's gonna be lots of puns here.
The puzzle was so wacky he thought it was copy protection. Yeah, it could be, but it's really not, but it feels like a copy protection, yeah. Mushy swamp lies just off the path. It doesn't look like very good swimming. It's a swamp. It's not made for swimming. Everything starts playing, time flies by. The fallen log has a good-sized knot, or bump. The stick is stuck in the middle of the swamp. Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit. Milkweed. With bottles of milk.
Get it?
Well, let's grab one. Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close. Okay. I'll be just going then. Yeah, that's a stick in the mud. Yeah. And a bump on a log. Welcome to the wackiest part of this area. This is where things get extremely punny. A pretty stone path leads north to a colorful gate and south of the oozy swamp. Alexander is standing in a delectable garden. Nestled in the bright green grass are colorful plants growing in orderly clusters. Some of their curious faces peer up at Alexander from the sides of the path. The garden ends at a speckled gate. Harry Mudd? This is not Star Trek. Time flies by in the city of light. Time stands still in the country. There's no time for a fuss or a fight as we travel the land. Don't remember that song. Clinging vines climb the garden wall. A curiously speckled gate marks one end of the garden. The wallflowers look terribly shy. Yeah, because they're wallflowers. They're shy. An elegant padded chair provides a cushy seat from which to enjoy the lively garden. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path. To the right of the path is a little coffee table. Is that lettuce growing in the garden? It looks a little chilled. Why, it must be iceberg lettuce. Oh yes, I have actually saw it for the first time in my life. I actually watched The Brave Little Toaster last month. It was a good movie. I liked it. Also rips heavily from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, it kinda does. All these puns and everything. Vines of sweet, ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts. Alexander takes a close look at the tomato on the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you ruthless thing, you.
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten. But it ain't over yet. Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby steers. Two fat stone pillars surround the gate. Above them float pieces of stone that seem to be in open rebellion against the laws of gravity. There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Yeah, that's a creature that literally is a hole in the wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall, that's what I just said. See? Snapdragons. Zounds! Those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protected of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir. So let's see, I looked through. So now I need an iceberg salad, or lettuce, not a salad. Egads, is that cold?
Hey, what do you think you're down there? Get your ass off of me! Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a Rotten Tomato. Can I actually use the map here? Alexander remembers what the pawn shop owner said about one only being able to use the map out in the open and within sight of the sea. He correctly guesses that the map will not work here. Okay, back to the beach we go.
I said back to the beach we go.
I saw a frog. For a second. Alrighty. Now we can use this. We shall go to the last isle we haven't been to yet.
The Isle of the Beast.
That was a raccoon that went in there. At least it looked like a raccoon. The dirt path starts at the sea and winds its way off into a densely wooded forest. Alexander is standing at the edge of a sea to a heavily forested island. As far as the eyes can see, tall trees spread out their branches as though straining to link arms, their tops forming a canopy above. A path leads north through the forest. Nearby, the stump of a fallen tree still spreads its roots to the sea. Tall, narrow trees abound on each side of the path. Alexander standing here. This heavily forested isle is dotted with rough granite rocks. Can I check the stump? If the tree stump is hiding anything, it's only local fauna. There's no need to disturb some creature's nest. Well, I did see the raccoon go in there, so... Bunny! A rabbit hops about rather fearlessly. It's probably never even seen a human. Can we talk to it? Alexander isn't quite lonely enough to talk to a rabbit. Oh, come on. Just a few words. The forest is dotted with clumps of wild mushroom. An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one of the trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods. Alexander is traveling on a path through a dense forest. The woods on either side of the path are teeming with wildlife. Blocking his progress north is a pond that boils with magical intensity. Tall, narrow trees abound each side of the pale. Dirt path from the beach leads straight into a pond. A pond lies across the path. The water boils as if over some magical flame. La-di-da-di-da, I'm sure that won't harm us at all. Alexander decides to brave the boiling pond. And soon realizes a deep sympathy for super vegetables as he learns the true meaning of being in a stew.
Take place. Next.
It looks like Alexander's in a bit of a stew. Ha 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 ha. Well, we can handle this quite easily. Let's see. Alexander's carrying a full head of a queer-looking lettuce made of ice. The lettuce is rapidly melting. It's cold, wet, and not good for eating. Well, let's throw it in there. Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. Spleesh. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable. Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond. Papa Pishu. Ouch! Ow! Ooh! Ouch! The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bath water. What, you don't like hot bath water? Come on. Just boil yourself a little bit. So now that we are here... can I now grab the lamp? Yep. It's right over there. Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree. As Alexander continues down the path, he gets that strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind the stone fellow on top of the gate. It won't hurt you any. It's just there to scare you.
Is that so? Trustworthy guy. I mean, I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Ah!
Got you this time.
That move was slightly erroneous. That was a bad pun. Oh, that hurts. Oh, erroneous. That doesn't even go well with the erroneous. 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 I don't like that pun. A stone archer sits atop the lintel of the gate like a silent guardian. His stone bow is tightly drawn and fitted with a single stone arrow. The path through the woods runs through a gated wall here. Two stone statues stand guard on the gate's lintels. To the north, the path continues on through a hedge of roses and a dainty gazebo. A man tends to a small garden plot on the other side of the wall. The statue on the left of the gate shows a man kneeling down with his spear, as though waiting for a target. A pleasant-looking middle-aged man is busy tending a small garden just past the wall. A delicate gazebo made of white-painted pine and overgrown with rose vines leads north into what appears from here to be a garden. Flowering rose hedges grow on either side of the path winding north. Tall, narrow trees around a grey brick wall runs to the east and west on either side of the path. No, that arrow hit the neck, instantly killing Alexander. A brick lies in the grass. Must have come over from the old brick wall. I'm Alexander of Daventry. Who are you?
What difference does it make? Just come on over here. I'll tell you my life story if you still want to hear it.
Tell me.
If it's conversation you want, just come on over here. I'll talk your ears off if we can sit down and talk face to face.
Look here, Archer. Do you mind if I pass? The archer retains his stony silence. The stone statue doesn't respond.
Go through, I say.
I can show you a path through the forest. I don't think I trust you much. I'll just stand here. Or maybe I'll just take the brick. Alexander picks up the brick. Yeah, I don't trust that archer.
Aren't you going to listen to me, are you?
Well, we'll see about that. That's odd, the gardener just disappeared. Odd, indeed. Can I grab the rabbit? Alexander would look pretty silly diving for that rabbit. There's no way he could catch it with his hands. Well, maybe if he practiced a little bit, he would be the greatest boxer in the world then. Ow, ouch. Ow, ow. There goes the raccoon again. Oh, excuse me. To the Isle of Wonder. That genie isn't exactly one to socialize, it seems. Well, he tries to socialize, but he's evil. Alexander can't do anything with the distant foliage from here. Well, then get closer. You feel that Alexander is also a bit dim. No, he's just an innocent soul. He's not dim-witted. He's just Alexander. The old rotten tomato gives Alexander a mean look and grumbles sourly.
That's all of you.
What do you want from me? A resurrection or something? Leave me alone! Fine. But I'm going through here. Ah, the land of chess. Alexander is standing at the edge of a strange land with rolling checkered hills. Two chessboard knights stand before the marble entrance, guarding a path which wanders like a ribbon into the velvety hills. A noble white chess knight stands at the top of the marble stairs. A red chess knight stands at the top of the marble steps. The entrance to the chessboard land consists of a stepped marble bridge with astonishing-looking pillars. The sky of the chessboard land is a brilliant shade of blue and has heavy cotton candy clouds. Yeah, that's not weird at all. Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard land, ye knave.
I see. Is chessboard land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
Exactly. Ah, the red and the white queen.
I must insist, your highness. I shall send a lump of gold to the vizier and the princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it. And I suppose you'll leave me with only this spoiled egg to send, your highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal. Who isn't queen of the isle? The lump of coal is in my possession, therefore I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg. The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal too. That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen. It wasn't your stone, it belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your highness always thinks that everything is hers. Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us? Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue. Be quiet, your highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper and not even mention the fact that the red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, your majesties. I'm partial to both the red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other to the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea. Quite ludicrous. Well, he was a lot of help, wasn't he? Yes, obviously a man of high intelligence.
Did those idiots just call him an idiot?
The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Red gold does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
Don't look at us, Alex. We're as confounded as you are. The Red Queen has dropped her scarf on the steps. Well, we'll take that. Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf. Mine now. Bitches. Oh. Pity you can't go any further north. You'd love to see what the rest of the chessboard land looks like. Me too! But the game doesn't allow us to do so. They got a good rhythm. Those snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close. I'm sorry. I'm just walking here. Damn it. I missed the frog. You think my CPU cycle speed is a little high. It's only with the snapdragons. Those are the only animation that fails in the game. Otherwise, everything works perfect. The tail end of this island is a riotous scramble of books, sand, and a spider's web. Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground. I'm trying to look at little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees. I'll take care of the babies later, Petri. Maybe the game code uses a different timer size system for those animations. Maybe, or there's something wrong with the files. I don't know. That can happen, you know. Piles of stacked books looking ready to topple at any moment have been arranged. Hello there, Yukimori. Now, let's see. What do I need to do here? Maybe I can look at the spider web. Wow, hi, gorgeous. What a luscious looking hunk of flesh you are. Thank you, I guess. Who are you? How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? Wink, wink. Wink, wink. You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite quite an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate, I'll never want to leave my little nest. It is a lovely web, but hard to say elsewhere, I'm afraid. Drat! I mean, the loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages. Black Widow is sitting in her web. She has long legs and an hourglass on her belly. She gives Alexander a knowing look. It's like come on, Tomoke, stop with that. She's happy to meet SpiderMwa. Not me. She's meeting with Alexander. It would be a totally different story if I was there. She would be running, fleeing in terror. Be like, ah, it's SpiderMwa! I'll be like, yeah, you take that. Like, I don't want to do anything with you anymore. That strip of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here. An intricately detailed spider's web has been spun between a pile of books and a small tree. How about we grab this away from it? Alexander reaches out to grab the scrap of parchment. After my goods, are you? What a pretty little man you are! Alexander feels the small, sharp prick of the Black Widow's teeth and a strange burning sensation. And dead. And I forgot to save. That's what you get for preferring that old scrap of paper to me. Yeah, that's what I deserve. Whoops! What do you think they call her? Why do you think they call her a widow? Oh boy, I'm all the way back here. Well, let's get through this quickly. That. Get out of here. Now you vanish. Heal. So let me see, where was I? I needed to go back to the Isle of Wonder. I need to go back to the freaking Queens again. No, I don't want to take anything. I just want to go there. excuse me, and here the queens come. Doing, 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 doing. I need to do those voices again. Going and going and going and gone. I wonder what happens if I try to get through here. Yeah, they'll just block me. Jack, you mate, only chess pieces allowed in chessboard land. And that's right, humans aren't allowed in and never will be. Stay out. You got it. Then off to meet the Widowmaker. Indeed. And now I gotta remember to save. A little faster, if you please. All right, same here.
Hello, gorgeous and stuff.
So, do I have anything I can put there? Let's see if I just pull. Hey! Don't touch that thread. And Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment and curious to see what's written on it. Love. Okay. The wind blows a scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough. So there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now? Let's talk to her. Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open. How about more? So let's see. I got the word love in my mind. I need to, I think I need to rummage through the books here. Ah, a bookworm. Or a caterpillar. What do you think you're doing? I'm sorry, I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book. No owner. All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of these books for anything. Isn't there something I could do for you to pay for the book? Oh, let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause? No, no clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, always should.
Okay. Ow! I don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're the fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does taxes? No, I'm afraid not. A dangling participle? I'm fresh out. A purple whittle whacker? No, I don't think so. Sorry. An idiosyncrasy, perhaps? Afraid not. Ah, and what good are you? do have an incomplete phrase. There's no reason to use that on the pile of books. Do you have anything interesting yet?
A regular abnormality?
Let me see what I have. I have a sentence. Would that do? An incomplete one, I suppose. Yawn. Why, actually, it is incomplete. Just as I suspected. Incomplete sentences are a dime a dozen. Why can't you literally find them just floating about? Complete sentences, now there's something that's hard to come by these days. I see. Sorry. Well, at least now I know what I need to do. I need to complete the sentence. There's no reason to use that on this distant foliage. No, I don't want to need the vehicle. You heard me. To the Isle of Beast. A little fawn is feeding on a grassy hillock near the sea. Very cute. There's an odd little creature dangling from the green branch. Looks like half a dragon and half a possum. A dragon and possum? We talk to the fawn. The fawn is too busy eating to pay attention to Alexander. Simple-minded. Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not? Funny, yes. Speech I am, and nothing but...
Okay. You speak strangely, friend.
Strange my speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are you, and why are you here?
Away I fly, my home from. Lost I am, therefore, sigh. As my name told, can you guess not? It's what I do this ranch with, and the way I speak of.
Lost, perhaps I could take you home.
Take me home too? Think not I do. No, you, I do not.
Are you sure you don't want me to try to find your home?
Trust you, I do not. Stay here, I will.
It's a Yoda dangler. I think I might have something that I need to give it to him. I think the sentence is what he needs. Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature. The sentence is in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? No, I do. Where are you going to? Like you, I do. Go I with you.
And there, right into your jacket. Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger. Well, he has two passengers. I guess you forgot about the rotten tomato. One end of the creature resembles a miniature dragon, while the other looks like a possum. What a strange looking fellow.
Take me home too.
Okay, I'll take you home too, wherever that may be. Maybe now I can go and... I have 75 points. Good. So let's go back to the bookworm. Now that we have completed our sentence. And I was in the Isle of Wonder. Zero. Goodbye, fawn. Goodbye. If only traveling was that easy. Did you have anything interesting yet? A split infinitive? Let me see what I have. Well, I have this weird creature. Well, you want that? I found this little fellow lost on another island.
Coming home I am now too.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Glad I am seeing you too. A milestone celebration!
So, you found my dangling participle. Dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now, was it a rare book you wanted? Yes, sir. Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun for too long and must be well cooked by now. Well cooked books, rare books. This one is far from rare. A delicious little tidbit. Thanks. Rare books, well done books. I like mine medium. Oh, God damn these plots. Alexander is carrying a rare book from the bookworm. The words on the binding are very faint. The something riddle book. Can we actually read it? Alexander opens the rare book and looks inside. The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing. What was the riddle, he wonders? More importantly, what was the answer? Well, judging from the page, how it's shaped and everything, I think the answer was love. The book contains riddles and the page missing. Maybe we can now go to the bookshop and give this rare book to the book owner. The bookshop owner. The book owner. English is a language, you know. I don't want to use it on the rocks or the folders. I want to use it on the goddamn hero. Thank you. Man, pixel. Isle of Crown. Man, I've forgotten if Jollo is gonna be there, like he sometimes is. If he's there, I've already forgotten the voice I gave him. Shit. I should have remembered the voice. Well, the peddler wasn't there. Jollo, how fare you? What news have you from the castle? Oh boy. What was the voice? I know it was high-pitched that I gave him. God damn it, I can't remember Jollo's voice that I gave him.
Prince Alex, how I fare is close to boiling. Have you seen the wedding proclamations around the village? I've heard rumors of the wedding, of course, but I didn't want to believe it, and I never thought it would be so soon.
Cosima, married. It is an unpleasant thing to swallow, friend. If only I knew if Cosima wished it. Tell me about the vizier, Jollo.
The vizier? Now there is a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom 15 years ago. The king was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas. It didn't take long for al-Hazred to convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliphim had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became vizier.
And now?
Well, he's had his eye on Cosima ever since she was a young girl, and she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Do you think he means to harm her?
I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as a wife, but whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to be his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The vizier is capable of anything, and Cosima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cosima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she'd truly fallen for his words of love. I must return to the castle, Prince Alex, and you to your wanderings. May we both fare well.
Man, that voice. now I give the rare book. At least I should give him the rare book. That's what I'm thinking. I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
Very interesting. It is a wonderful riddle book.
Riddles are much more remarkable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it. I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spellcasting truly is. I mean, he did do spellcasting in 3rd game. So he should know some stuff about spells. Alexander is carrying a book from the bookshop. The cover says, "Ye old spelly book." Spell a bookie. Magic paint spell. 1 cup of swamp ooze, river Styx water, and 1 black horse feather. Add Styx water to swamp ooze in a cup. Stir with horse feather. Apply to blink surface with earthy spruce. Speak incantation of a painting to materialize. Incantation. Magic paint, black as ink, bring to life what I think. Make it real what I draw according to the spoken law. This is the first page. Oh, I'm sorry. Make rain spell. Few drops salt water, not from the sea. 1 vial sacred water, and falling water. There's a lot of water. First mix a salt and the sacred waters in the teapot and add falling water. Speak incantation over teapot to enchant heat to burning to activate. Going for a Swedish chef, it's a cookbook, you know. Charming a creature of the night spell. Skull full of hot oak embers, a bit of sulfur, brimstone, a strand of pure-hearted maiden's hair. Add the hair and brimstone to skull of embers, in presence of creature, speak incantation over skull. Alexander browses the details of a spell claims to be able to charm a creature of the night. And this is the last page. Okay. Well, at least we took a look at that. Implied marriage rape seems always to be a thing in these kinds of stories. Well, it's not rape. It's just a, you know, just a forced marriage to get to the throne. Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. Proclamation. It reads,
Citizens rejoice! Announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Vizier Abdul Al-Hazred and Prince Kisima.
For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Heirs. Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Kisima will be another man's wife. Can we just tear it off from the wall? Alexander feels his pocket carefully to make sure he hasn't lost anything. Get out of the way and tear that wall down. Or the proclamation down. Fine, don't take it down. I mean, you should do it in a fit of rage. Just, can't let this happen. Got spells. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? What do we have to do next? Man, I lost my place. We gotta go to the pawn shop, right. Because we're done with the nightingale that we have.
Your candy dish is empty.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the ferry, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Ooh, I hate not getting what I want.
Impatient man. So let us return this to you. Would you mind if I traded this in? Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange from the items on the counter. Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection. I think I need the flute. I'll take the flute. The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time. Thank you. Because I do believe I need the flute for one of the flowers in the garden in the Isle of Wonders, I'm thinking. Maybe it will help the snapdragons to calm down. You know, charm the snapdragons with. To the bladder we go. It's all about going back and forth, back and forth. Alright, so let's see. Oh, hello. The delicate china teacup is occupying the chair at the moment. Ooh, I'll take that. Alexander would love to sit a spell, but he's that busy at the moment. I don't want to sit, I want the teapot cup thing. Alexander takes the teacup. So now we have a teacup. The little china teacup is made of fine porcelain. The teacup is empty. Okay, what else do I need to do here? Can I just grab the hole in the wall? Alexander decides to pick up the hole on the wall. The hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Now, Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off behind the wallflowers. Now we know we can't get through them because of the snapdragons. But that's why I got the flute. May I have this dance?
Oh my!
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them. Oh, they stopped. Damn it. Let's play again. Because during the when we stop playing the flute, I actually need to grab the hole on the wall at that time. Oops. I was busy dancing with the Bob Ross and the Boobles note. They were just dancing like a waltz. There. While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall. Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today. The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander. Good day, snapdragons. The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone. Alexander says to no one in particular what a pleasant garden this is. The inhabitants smile shyly, but do not reply. Excuse me, lettuce. The lettuce just gives Alexander the cold shoulder. Ha! Ha ha! Good day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
They're very happy. Hello, aren't you a bunch of fine-looking young plants? Apparently, the baby steers haven't learned to talk yet. Well, they're babies, you know. It's quite an addictive tune. Once more, please.
Yeah, why not? Let's play it again.
Play it again, Alex. It's a very good tune, I have to admit.
No.
Hush, Tubuke. May I have this dance, Booble Snoot? So what do I do with the baby's tears? I got the hole. Oh yeah, I need to give them the milk. Of course. Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason. One of the babies is sucking happily on a bottle of milk while the others are spilling copious tears over their lack of the same. I think I need to use the lamp to catch the tears. Alexander collects some of the baby's tears in the old hunter's lamp. Alexander can't make himself heard over the wailing of the baby's tears. Let's just get out of here. I don't think we can comfort the other babies. I don't think we can. We just needed to get the tears. So we actually did need to make the other ones cry. This game is cruel. Alexander is cruel. You're cruel, Alexander. Stop it. Muddy Bud.
Your tears are so yummy.
That bump on the log does not look particularly conversational to Alexander. How about the stick? Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to the stick in the swamp. Can we walk into the swamp? The swampy bog sinks beneath Alexander's weight. He feels himself being sucked slowly but firmly down into the muck. Have you noticed that all of his deaths are just him drowning somewhere? As the marshy water fills Alexander's mouth, he thinks that although he'd have always wanted to try a mud bath, this is hardly what he had in mind. Well, do you ever get that sinking feeling? Well, where's the teacup? I need to get some mud.
What do you think you're doing?
You startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze.
Well, you certainly won't get it there.
That's not swamp ooze. That's swamp slime.
He's right, you know. But he could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud.
Nobody asked you. Be quiet.
Oh, that's also being a mere bump on a log.
Well, we can cheer up the bump in the log with a little bit of, you know, how you treat bad stand-up comics and such. Perhaps you could toss me some swamp ooze since you seem to be able to recognize it. I can only reach this bit by the bath.
Well, hoity-toity, look who's Mr. One so much. You think I got a job here passing around precious swamp matter? You should be so lucky.
He's an utter waste of oxygen. I'd save my breath if I were you.
Who are you? I'm a bump on a log, and that's my brother, Stick in the Mud. We've had this thing about each other ever since our childhood. Mom always liked me best.
She did not! That is absolutely not true!
He's a bit lazy, you see. He's got the only swamp ooze in the swamp right next to him. But do you think he'd move a finger to help you get some? Hardly. He'd try to brain you with it, more likely. His temper's about the only thing that ever gets a workout. And that on yours, truly.
No, like you moved it all in the last century. Like your aim is a physical activity.
That's because I can't reach anything. He thinks he can throw gushy swamp matter at me and just say whatever he likes. If only I could turn the tables on that heckler, he might learn some respect. But as you see, I am a mere bump on the log and must be content with my lot.
Oh, shut up! You could be hit the broadside of a barn if you had something to throw. Just shut up!
You see how he is. Well, let's teach him a lesson then. With a rotten tomato. Perhaps I can help you out by throwing a rotten tomato at Stick in the Mud for you. Really? I'd appreciate the gesture, but the swamp is broader than it looks. Only a native like myself would be able to hit him from here. Well, then you have it. I thought this might come in handy next time your brother starts picking on you. Aha! Finally, old bump on the log's not so defenseless, is he? Hey!
Hey! Hey, what are you doing there? Watch the pulp, would ya? Now, Bumpy, remember what I've given to you?
The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this!
Now, right the swamp!
Quite the throw! Okay, I give up. Gee, sorry.
Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry.
You mean it? Really? Brother!
Brother!
Sticking about and bumping a log, exhausted from the battle, immediately goes off into naps. Ron and Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them. Seriously, they all just fall asleep. Okay. I guess that's how it works. Well, at least we can get some swamp ooze. Alexander fills the teapot with the swamp ooze. Yay! We got some swamp ooze. And now we need to go back to the pawn shop to trade the flute for something else. If he falls off a high cliff, he'll fall into water and drown. Probably. That might happen. I mean, all the deaths that happened to Alexander in the game have involved water or liquid. Not much of, you know, the imagination to the deaths like in every other Sierra game. I think the Space Quest series is the best for all the hilarious deaths that happen to Roger Wilco. Because there's so many situations where he dies. And all different types of deaths. Very descriptive and funny deaths. English is such a hard language sometimes. Oh, this and that. You never know how long you can stretch out your tongue. So we have used the flute already. No more of that grand music. Would you mind if I traded this in? Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter. We shall take the tinderbox. I believe I'll take the tinderbox. Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime. Thank you. We have 90 points, as we should. You still need to give stuff for the bird? No, I don't think so. I think we're done with the bird. No, it's just hanging around because it tolerates us now. So it will always stay on the lower branch now. But I'm sure that we have given all the things to it right now that we can. Because now we are going to go to the Sacred Mountain. You tried some Pepsi Max the other day and thought you'd give it a second chance. You were right. It is really nice. Yes. Pepsi Max is the best. Although I don't have any Pepsi Max anymore in my fridge, but I don't care. I got juice. But I think I'm gonna leave this here. We got him pretty far in the game. And we shall continue from here tomorrow, because this is the copy protection part of the game. I mean, you're almost halfway through of the game and then they throw in the copy protection with this wall. Doesn't make any sense. But that's how they designed it. So we shall continue from here in the stream. There. You notice the shop has Pepsi Max Lime. Which shop? I really need to get that. If Pepsi Max Lime is in the shops, I need to try that out. I'm always open for different flavors on Pepsi Max. I like Pepsi Max Cherry, and Pepsi Max Ginger is okay. It's like a shareware version, lets you play up to a certain point till you need to pay. Yeah, pretty much. In the city market. Okay. I'll have to go check it out if they have it in store. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll make a trip tomorrow to find out. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining the live stream, and tune in tomorrow for more of Alexander's quests in the Isles of Green. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more of this. And remember, don't eat intoxicating mint while on the job. That's a good one. And also, don't wear out your thumbs. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys take care now. And also, because why not?